Before we get started and we introduce ourselves properly, I thought it'd be a good opportunity just to, if you use the chat function at the bottom, it should appear on the right-hand side. Let us know where you're from, who you are, what council you're with as well. That'd be great. Be great to get some interaction from you guys, and also if you wish to let us know what sessions you're looking forward to today, that'll be really interesting. I think Naut's got a fantastic session, really useful information that's coming along through the individual breakouts today. Be interested to see what everyone else is looking forward to as well. We'll just wait for a few more people to join.
You don't have to go on every one then.
Hey?
You don't have to go on every one there. You can join different ones, sessions.
No, it's a ongoing thing.
Okay. Still got a few more people just joining in, so just going to wait. Can everyone hear me as well? I'm not seeing anything come in the chat as well. So if can anyone hear me at the moment? If they want to just pop on. Thanks, Jane. Brilliant. Morning, Jane. Thanks, Carol. Brilliant. Merseyside, great. Thanks, Don's iPad. That's great.
Oh, you lost.
You Pat.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Pam, for the thumbs up. Brilliant.
I think it was there from the last time. I haven't moved nothing.
It's fine. Oh, God, why do you keep ringing me?
Hang on.
No.
Hang on.
Sorry.
Perfect, brilliant. Okay, I think that's everyone. I think we've got around about the people that are coming in today. Yeah, so yeah, if you want to let us know what council you're from, thanks, Carol. Jane, let us know where you're from. Don's iPad, let us know where you're from as well. That'd be great. Thanks, Kathy. Brilliant. Bit wobbly. Okay. Maybe I'll keep very still as well. Hopefully that will help. I don't know if it works like that. So brilliant. I hope you're enjoying everyone's this session so far. I thought the first morning one was really interesting. Actually, some big challenges that she raised, and yeah, hopefully it's given you guys some insight and some thoughts going forward. Brilliant. I think we've got everyone else. I know people are still joining in, so if you missed the beginning bit, just use the chat function to let us know what council you're from and your name. That would be great, just so I know everyone's listening, as obviously we can't see anyone at the moment. So let us know what session you're looking forward to as well. We'd be really interested to know what ones are most important to you at the moment. That gives us a really good idea to understand your challenges and what you're looking to get from today's session. We work very closely with Naut to understand that, so it'd be great to get your opinions on the session so far. So I'm just going to include our email address. So because there's quite a few of us in the session today, we may not be able to go through any live questions, but I'm going to put our email address into the chat. So if you do have any questions following the session, or you wish to get in contact post today's webinar, feel free to drop that email address a note, and we can organise a separate catch up with any questions that you've got. For today's session, we thought it'd be a really good opportunity just to give you a bit of a flavour of BHIB Council's insurance, explain who we are, how we work, and we wanted to let you walk away with a few tips as well from today. So we did an article, which I'll explain later in the lead up to this event. I believe it was published yesterday. I'll put the link into that into the chat in a second for you to read. Our cyber insurance specialist, Andy Hall, kindly wrote that article, which provides some free information and guidance on best practices that you can follow. So we'll give you some tips on that today. And again, if you've got any questions following the session or following today's event, feel free to drop that email address a note, and we'll be happy to engage in separate conversations as we go on. So just a little bit about BHIB Council's insurance. I hope that you are aware of who we are. We've been partners with Naut for quite a few years now, and going forward, we're going to continue that relationship. So As BHIB councils, we're part of BHIB insurance brokers based in the East Midlands with offices around the country. We have a proud history dating back over 50 years, and we delivered bespoke insurance programs and advice to the public, private and charity sectors, including membership organisations during this time. With local councils providing the ever-growing range of services, it's more important than ever to have sector experts that you can rely on that really understand your sector and what challenges you face. Therefore, we believe it's important to partner with an insurance provider and that can provide risk management guidance to ensure that the right knowledge and protection is given to yourself as the correct advice at the right stage. So BHIB Council's insurance is partnered with Aviva to provide a tailor-made bespoke insurance policy for local councils. We have a fantastic relationship with Aviva, and that is our main provider of our insurance policies that we provide to the local council sector. We are big sponsors and long-time sponsors of National Association of Local Councils. That's why we're able to join today's session. And for us, that is really, really important to make sure that we are working as closely as we can with NAUC to understand your problems and your challenges. This allows us to build solutions and provide articles and guidance documents for you, and we provide that on our website. So we thank NAUC for the opportunity, and if you'd like to provide any thoughts or ideas on how we can help or how you'd like to work with us going forward, please use that email address that's within the chat there, and we'd be happy to hear any feedback that you may have. We've been able to sit in on a lot of sessions today, and we've also been able to chair a few sessions, so that has been very useful to understand what's going on and how we can help going forward as well. So I hope that you can hear me. I know Kara's just said on there that the sound might be being lost every now and then. So let me know if you're having any issues. We do have Graham on here who may be able to jump in and let us know if I'm having any sound issues, if it's a fault my side. So as mentioned at the beginning of the session today, we have provided an article to NAUC to promote in the lead up to this event, and we wanted to make sure that you were able to get a flavour of exactly how we help and the guidance we provide. So I'm just putting the article in the chat now. Feel free to read that afterwards. Save that link there for later when you have time to review. The subject matter is about keeping cybersecurity, keeping your data safe. Now, we understand that councils face many challenges when it comes to digital, cybersecurity, data protection, and we know it's a bit of a minefield, so we wanted to provide a useful and engaging document that allows you to walk away with some free tidbits that hopefully you can implement into your local council, and it can add value straight away. So if that is a new subject to yourself and you'd like to know more, please do drop us an email, and we'll be happy to send you some more information, or we can arrange a separate session with yourself to answer any questions that you may have. So just taking the information from the article there, we wanted to let you walk away with 3 main tips. So we'll go through those now, and hopefully they'll be useful. Please provide some feedback if you've got any thoughts or opinions on these tips. I understand that my colleague Andy Hall is on here as well, so we'll take any questions or any feedback that you have offline, and we'll look to try to answer those questions post-event as well. So the first tip would be use updated versions and latest patches. So that is the concept of making sure that you are updating your systems when update requests are being put forward. Now, I know many people, you're in the middle of something, you get that update request and you postpone, but actually ensuring all devices, operating systems and software applications are up to date is very, very important. And you should use software that is still receiving regular updates to deploy these updates on a regular basis. If they're not receiving updates, then the software will be out of date and therefore be vulnerable to security issues. The second version, sorry, I'm just getting there. Is someone chatting in the background? Yes, sorry, that is, I think, that may be someone in the next room. These aren't very soundproof, so I'll apologise. Hopefully you can hear me okay. It's quite loud next door. So The second tip is considering web filtering, applying web filters, rules on devices which will ensure that users can only access content appropriate for work. So that is restricting some websites, restricting some access points as well. So hopefully that can be implemented at your local level. We understand that having the right software available to do so is obviously very important. The third tip that we wanted to go through today was enable use of cloud storage for files and data. So we actually held a ransomware session this week as part of a wider group of businesses, and we had many people on there, which was really interesting from the council sector. There was a huge take up from our local councils that were interested in that session. And one of the questions was, how do we manage our data online, and how do we store that data? So the first thing, using cloud storage for files and storage is very useful, and we would suggest you don't leave files and data in the cloud unprotected and accessible to anyone. So you need to have, just because it's in the cloud, you are still responsible for it. Therefore, you still need to make sure that you have the correct processes and protections in place. We'd also suggest that you train your employees on cybersecurity. So we also have a cyber risk management bundle, is a ready-made cyber awareness pack that we have ready available that we can distribute to yourself. So if you are interested in that, please drop us an email and we can provide that information separately and let you know how you can have access to that pack. And what that pack does is it reinforces compliance and raise cyber awareness to the people that you're working with, so your colleagues and the rest of the team. And one last bonus tip, just to make sure you're getting the most we can for this. The bonus tip is to establish a cyber incident response plan. So what happens if it does go wrong? Make sure this addresses all the selection of potential cyber risks and allows for a smooth and efficient recovery as possible. So that is similar to a disaster recovery plan. If you were unable to access the office, if you were unable to access computer systems, what would you do? And having that documented and tested is very, very important. So enforce a cyber risk management policy on staff members as well. So this should include safe internet usage and email policies, bring your own devices policies, mobile working policies, and data breach policies. So having those fundamental underlying policies is strongly recommended. And if you don't have those in place, feel free to email us on that email in the chat, and we'd be happy to see what we can do to provide some wider support or guidance where we can. So we do have a cyber insurance policy, so we understand that this is a concerning area for many councils, and you can have all the best practices and processes in place, but it can still go wrong. So we've developed and worked closely with an insurer that allows us to have access to a cyber insurance policy on behalf of our councils. This cyber insurance offering aims to protect against a range of cybersecurity threats, and this aims to protect against a range that your local authority faces. So rather than just being a generic policy, it's being tailored for the local council sector, as we understand how you may differ from say a corporate business. So we can provide tailored insurance protection and peace of mind for local councils from risks of cyber attacks and liabilities that arise to a breach of privacy legislation, such as GDPR. Within our policy that we could look to supply to you, it has a range of benefits that are exclusive to BHIB cyber for councils insurance, so it is a unique policy. Those include things like free European Organisation for Security data breach alerts and monitoring services. Small councils can work in partnership and have a joint policy with up to 3 other councils to split the costs and share 10 free Avast Business Pro Plus device licenses. That is quite unique. We also can provide a free 1-hour cyber and GDPR consultation with a compliance specialist who is also a counsellor. So that is another free piece of guidance that we can provide to a number of councils. And we can also provide a cyber insurance risk scorecard to help you understand the risks that you do face. So We can also, that's how we can provide guidance and support on the cyber side of things. We do also provide much wider support, such as during the pandemic, we provided lots of guidance and risk management templates, risk assessment templates that we were uploading to our website on a regular basis. We know that many councils were able to utilise this information and found it hugely beneficial. So I'm just going to put a link into the chat now that that links to our website where you'll be able to find the blogs. So you can keep up to date, follow us on social media for that information. We regularly post different information that might be of useful to yourself as things change. Obviously going into the winter, we understand that rules may change as well. So hopefully we'll be able to provide guidance and support of how you can implement those changes. So that's everything from myself today. We just wanted to say thank you for taking the time to join this session in between the other ones as and when they start. We hope that you found it useful and that you're able to walk away with those 3 or 4 useful tips to help protect yourself or to help manage your online and digital data. Again, if you have any questions or you would like any further information, please do send us an email to that insurance@BHIB Affinity Councils one, and we'll send BHIB Councils insurance.co.uk. Just put it in the chat again there. We'll be able to follow up with all questions individually. But if you do have any questions now, feel free to pop them in the chat. We can take them offline and we can look to contact you afterwards, or please do alternatively email that email address that's in the chat there. So we've still got around about 10 minutes left on the session. So if you wanted to grab a coffee whilst you wait for the next session to start, feel free to do so. And we'll hopefully look to speak to you soon or post the event. So thank you for your time and hope you enjoy the rest of the day.